And we can just go ahead with our, yes. So most of the members are here and some of them will be joining soon. So good evening, one and all. Here we have our next upcoming meeting. So this the 67th meeting of CCB. Here we have Keerthy and Kalyan Garu coming up with their books, very different in genres. And first we have Keerthy doing Becoming by Michelle Obama. Over to you, Keerthy. I think without further ado.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Radhika. So this is the book, Becoming by Michelle Obama. So I went to the library and grabbed a copy. I actually am guilty of one thing. I did not read the book. I have been reading ebook and I've listened to audiobook, and it's like a combo of multiple things. So so yesterday I got hold of this copy and went through the book, skimmed the book once to really get a good grasp of the sentences, because I listened to the major part of the book. This is a very great book. Why Michelle Obama? I have read Maya Angelou's autobiography last summer and I really liked it. And I wanted a similar version of a contemporary Black woman. And I think Michelle Obama is an obvious choice because her childhood and her life is very similar to all the middle class uh, kids and young women across the world. She's an American, but she has felt like an other all through her life. She lived a good, she had a good childhood, like she recounts that in her book. But being Black and being a woman, she had her difficulties as she went through life. So this book is divided into three parts. First part is Becoming Me, and the second is Becoming Us, and then Becoming More. Like, what apt titles they are for the chapters. Becoming Me outlines her childhood, coming of age, and how she navigated through an all white college and all that. Becoming Us uh, is how she met Barack Obama and how they fell in love and how they realized that they want to be together. They married, and how they navigated their relationship up until the moment when Barack Obama decides that he is going to run for a Senate and then onto presidency. So becoming more is defines how she adjusts herself to the possibility of a public life. She never wanted that. She was the first page of the book says that all I ever wanted was a two-story building with stairs and a good life, a boat, or something like very childish dreams. From that to become the first lady of the United States and being in the public eye means it's a lot to handle, it's a lot to navigate. What I really liked about the book is how personal, how extremely intimate her narration is. She talks about her childhood and how her mom and her dad, they sacrificed a lot of their lives to give their kids good education, good living, good childhood. That's what all our parents do, right? You know, instantly we connect with her. Her father had multiple sclerosis, and he, like all the dads of the 70s and 60s, was very proud to accept to go for treatment. He denied all kind of treatments, and he was because it's a stress on the family. It's financially and emotionally a stress on the family if he chooses to undergo treatment. And he's also too proud to accept that he has something that might cripple the family. So he went on working until he was 50, and then it the condition just deteriorated, and he had, I mean, at a very mm, at not so old age, he left the world. So that's the, that's how I think most Indian kids, most young Indians used to be during that time. So I think, and after that, her mother, she was very adamant about her kids getting a proper education, not falling into the stereotypes, and she never discouraged her kids from being feisty, from being their own voices. She advocated for them to speak for themselves. They never discouraged Michelle Obama from arguing within her family, talking back, whatever. They gave the perfect childhood to their kids, besides the fact that they had to face a lot of discrimination wherever they went. So that's one thing. When Michelle Obama was in the college, she she was only very few, like 3 or 4 of the girls from her neighborhood to be in an all-white college, which is rare, which is special, to be honest. Like, the government was sponsoring a program to facilitate blacks from a neighborhood to get into good colleges. So she was, her teachers, they focused on her and a few other kids only, so that they would make it to that college. So this all felt really, no one else has that opportunity, and she had a good family helping her in the house. From the start, they taught her letters, they took her to library, but most black kids didn't have that, and they didn't have the opportunity to go to a good college either. So that contrast is very stark. Like, she it feels like, reading her book, it feels like maybe all the kids might have the same thing. But then we realize that no, not all black kids who lived in Chicago or some other places, they didn't have this, because their parents are not educated as her parents were, and they did not focus so much. Like, they were distracted with the survival and livelihood issues. So it is that she also comes to terms with, and she understands. Even she had to struggle through her college years with the tiny whispering in her ears: am I enough? uh, should I really be here? Am I eligible to be here? Like, all those questions, no one has to contend with those questions when they are getting educated or living their lives without harming anyone. So uh, this this part was very strong in the first becoming me part, and I really felt glad I read this book, and a lot of things opened up for me in a way. So in the next part, becoming us, she's is there a problem with my audio? With my
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Thank you. So that's one thing. And then she goes on to law school. This is one thing we can relate to. Like, we follow a certain procedure, certain steps to get to certain education. Like, there is an automatic step. Nowhere do we think whether this is for me or not. So after 10th, we go to MPC or BIPC, and after that we go to another engineering college or medical college. Like that, there is a series of steps. For her, it was law school. So she never once questioned, she never herself, whether she wanted that or not. She went on, she performed well, she got straight A's in every subject she studied, and she became a lawyer. She was doing well there too, but she realized she was advocating for the rich. Like, her law school education is not being used to support the poor or support the black people she wanted to support. That's when, I mean, maybe, I don't know, she did not clearly explicitly mention influence of Obama's thinking on her, or like, it happens that way when two people with a similar thinking meet, and their uh, thinking gels together and then influences each of them. So that way, she decided law school is being a lawyer is not for me, and I want to go into public service and do something good for my community. That's when she joins a hospital. She handles a public outreach program from the hospital, and then she really makes good use of her office in that hospital, and reaches out to a lot of communities in her, lot of underprivileged communities in her area, and she really does well. And then they start a family, and she is being catapulted into the vision of Mr. Barack Obama. He wants to do something more. Whatever they are doing now is not enough. He always wants to do something more. No, 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 this is not enough. Then he runs for president, he runs for the Senate, and she doesn't want that to happen. He's away a lot more, she's handling the family all alone. So it's like, these struggles, they are very human, very common to everyone. Even though she was the first lady eventually, the path that she took, the improbability of it all, that connects very well to every person on the earth, uh, every young woman, to be explicit, to be clear, every woman, you know they have kids, they have the questions about the motherhood, they have their guilt. Even Michelle Obama had that guilt, and when I was listening to that, it was it was eye opening to me. Like, we think that we are so alone in our struggles, and to hear a autobiography from someone like Michelle Obama, and to think that, oh, she had to contend with this all too, even though she was so successful, a career woman. Okay, she had these questions too, and how they navigated those questions is what makes it all inspiring. So one thing I really liked is when she discovers that her one of her children is diagnosed with uh, childhood obesity, because she was being juggling to multiple things at a time, and she couldn't focus on their health. And she took this issue and she championed it right into her stint as a uh, public woman, as a first lady. And she made a change in the whole public school system in the US, so that they included balanced diet for kids at school. And she championed the cause. She took a very nuanced approach, talking with all the stakeholders, discussing the obesity has to be a very important thing in children to contend with. And she she planted a huge vegetable garden in the White House, and she made all the schools, I mean, she inspired all the schools to do the same, to have a kitchen garden, to uh, have grow vegetables and eat vegetables more. So that's one thing um, she had a personal stakes in that, and she championed it, and she became the public face of healthy eating in America. So that's one thing I really liked. So, yeah, this is a great book. Becoming More, she talks about being a public person, being in the eye all the time, and how she and Obama navigated the scrutiny of everyone, and then they try to avoid their daughters getting exposed in the media a lot, especially when they are so young. 8 and 6, I guess they were, when they went to the office. So Mali and Sasha, so they did not want them in the public eye so often, so they navigated that really well, both of them. So yeah, this book is really good, really good. I recommend it to everyone, because it tells us everything that we have experienced. We have all those fears, and then more. And then what happened to her, she went in, supported Obama during the presidential race, and when she was as a first lady. So this is a great book.
Thank you, Keerthy. Let's remove the spotlight. The forum is now open for questions. Let me just put this in a
Sure.
different view.
Just
Yeah.
one moment.